In the Basque Country of northern Spain, there's a 24-mile trail that encircles the city of Bilbao. It's called GR228, the Green Ring of Bilbao. And despite my aging body and decaying knees, I'm going to see if I can hike the whole thing in one day. It is 9 a.m. on the dot, so I am exactly an hour in from when I started over at the bridge to Deusto from San Mamés. I am hiking GR228, the Green Ring of Bilbao. 39.1 kilometers, so just under 24 miles, not quite 1,500 meters of gain. It's recommended to do in 2 or 3 stages, and I'm gonna see if I can do the whole 24 miles today. So I got started early. I was on the train right around sunup, and so I've got about 13 hours of sunlight today, 24 miles to do. All right, I think I'm finally heading up into the actual green areas. Hopefully, worst case scenario, I'm looking at 2 miles an hour, so 12 hours, but I think I should be able to move quicker than that because a lot of it goes through town. So we'll see what happens. So now I've definitely reached the interesting part of the trail. It's kind of the homes on the outskirts of Bilbao, up above it a little bit. Beautiful views of Bilbao, and they're only gonna get better because I'm going up. Some parts of the trail so far are marked, some parts less so. It's kind of built to connect like all the different green spaces around Bilbao. So it's not always the most intuitive path, at least not so far. So now I'm walking through an area that I would not have thought was the trail, but it is, and I know that thankfully because of the GPS coordinates I brought along with me that I'm referencing already a lot more than I expected to. So 24 miles is a long way to walk in one day, but I've done about that before and with a much heavier pack than I'm carrying today. My concern is the elevation change and how it's going to impact my knees, because my knees are the thing that are just falling apart as I age. So as expected, I just went down that steep ass section so I can cross the street, and then it looks like I'm immediately going to be going back uphill. Okay, I think I'm almost up to a high point. Soon, I think. I'm getting pretty close to Pikotamendi, which should be a peak around here. This is a beautiful park. It's pretty up here, it's nice and green. You got great views of Bilbao down there. So yeah, cool spot. All right, headed downhill again. Whew, downhill again. Hopefully I don't bust my ass. Shit, sincerely, hopefully I don't bust my ass. I'm a little worried about my knees. They're bothering me some. I hope once I take a break and snack up, my knees will have a little time to recharge, I hope. All right, now it's time to cross underneath the funicular. So this part of the trail I know well. I've walked this part a few times. Whenever Eric and I have taken the funicular up, we usually hike down over here. Normally I would hike down that section into town, but that is not part of the Green Ring. So now I get to check out this part of trail that I've never been on before. Just at 3 hours in. I think I'm a little more than 6 miles in. So about a quarter of the way, which means I'm on track to take 12 hours. I'm hoping to speed up a little bit. It smells like licorice. All through here, really strong. Walking streets now, and this section is steep as hell. It's a little confusing too. I think I need to go up these stairs. It's definitely starting to get warm. Thank goodness it's not warmer than it is right now. And now I'm starting to encounter a lot more people. I'm worried I'm not as far along as I thought it might be, but it's really gorgeous. Stopped for a snack, heading up to Monte Avril. Should be the high point on this section, and then it should be downhill for a while. I needed that break and I needed those snacks, but it always takes a bit to get re-warmed up. There's definitely a lot more signage on this section of trail to make it clear where you're going, which is very helpful. Oh boy. The descent begins. Let me try the old walking down it backwards trick. See if that helps. Yeah, it does. It's getting warm and uncomfortable. I'm definitely feeling the knee going down this section right here. It's a weird spot where I gotta walk on the highway for a second. I think I crossed the street right there. Well, at least I'm in the shade now. I'm gonna try to keep this knee from hurting. Right, so I'm very close to being back in town, the other side of Bilbao, headed towards Bolueta, whichever it is. So I'm currently in Bolueta. I've completed a little more than the first leg. It's taken me about 6 hours, which is more than I'd hoped. My knee's not in great shape, and I think it might take 7 or 8 hours to do the second half, meaning I finish in the dark and maybe not even catch a train in time. So I'm gonna call it and come back and do the second leg another day. All right, so I'm back. Day 2, I'm at an hour in, almost 3 miles. I took the train down to Bolueta where I quit when I finished the first leg, and now I'm working on the longer second leg. It's been a little over a week since I did the first leg. I was hoping to get back on this sooner, but I got a cold. And now there's been like a little bit of rain, and there's this day that's opened up where there shouldn't be any rain, it shouldn't be terribly hot, but it is gonna be more muddy. And I'm at a spot right now where I can't quite figure out where the trail goes. I just went up this muddy path. That didn't seem to be right. Well, this is pretty overgrown right here. This is where the track says to go, but man, this is overgrown and muddy as hell. Okay, this is clearly not the way. I must have missed something because this is a dead end. All right, so now I'm backtracking through this overgrown, muddy mess. I didn't want to come this way once, much less twice. But here we are. So now I'm trying something that I think is absolutely wrong. All right, heading back down to the spot where I need to do something, but it's very unclear of what I need to do. So either I'm overlooking something really obvious, or they let the trail overgrow and it's not clear where to follow it. That's where I am right now. I'm looking for this red and white mark. I do not know where the hell it is. It's funny, I'm carrying the official KML, which is the track, and I'm also carrying the official PDF. And I just made a comparison between the two, and I noticed what looks like a little difference right where I am right now. And I think the PDF is correct. I think I was supposed to cross and then start hiking this way to head up. And the KML doesn't go that way. But following the KML just brought me through all this mud, all this overgrowth, and then it brought me to like a dead-end shed, and I'm surrounded by fences on either side. So I think the official KML is just straight up wrong. Okay, so I backtracked a fair amount. Now I'm going up these steps. I don't know if it's the right way, but I think it'll get me hopefully where I want to go. I'm still a bit confused, but I think this will hopefully solve my problem. I'm really hoping so. So going this way gets me to a road, which hopefully means it'll meet back up at the trail where I want it to. And hopefully means I'm not bushwhacking through mud and blackberry thorns. It's one of the things that can get frustrating about hiking in Spain. You start going through areas where you're not sure if it's somebody's yard or something, and dogs are barking at you, and it's always a little worrisome. So there's a pedestrian walkway right here, so that's always reassuring. Then you know at least you're supposed to be there. Hopefully the day's not gonna go like this, because this probably ate up a half hour of hiking, maybe more. All right, I found it, and it's very clearly marked, as you can see. We got some people doing maintenance work on the road, well, for the plant life. Thankfully, they waved me by, because there's a big tractor device I was afraid to pass. Now I'm starting what will be the big ascent of the day. I'm already tired. Plus I jogged through that section so it wouldn't make the workers lose too much time. So maybe they'd be happy for the break. Looks like I'm getting back on a trail. Getting steep. So I'm headed up to Pagasarri. I've encountered a magnificent breeze right now. It's funny, as soon as you get me to an area like this where it's all green and mountainous and really gorgeous, it makes me so happy. I haven't even made it to the high point yet. I mean, I'm still a ways away from that, and it's already so visually spectacular. Part of the reason I was bummed when I did the first leg that I wasn't able to do the whole thing in a day is that I knew this section was going to be the really awesome one. So I grew up in Louisiana, which was, or is, entirely flat. And I think there's this misconception that I hate Louisiana, or I hated growing up there. And that's not true at all. Like, I think where I grew up was a great place to grow up. But then once I moved to LA and now Spain, once I lived in mountains, I don't know how I could ever not. Oh, that's awesome. Man, so many great views. I gotta start covering some ground. It's so nice up here. I just want to keep shooting video and stopping and looking at everything, but I gotta move along. It's actually been a pretty gradual uphill so far. Not as steep as I thought, though that doesn't mean it won't be steeper later. All right, I've hit a steep section. Steep here for sure. Ooh, it's a shin buster. Doing just a little better than 2 miles an hour, 3 kilometers an hour roughly, or a little more than that. I think once I get to this high point, I'll probably speed up. There appears to be a little cave right here. I just hit 3 hours, just under 7 miles, so around 11 kilometers. Should be more than a third of the way through the day. This final steep section should be getting me to the high point of the day. Sweaty. All right, so it looks like this is the park that does go up to Pagasarri Peak. And it is where I will take a break, recharge myself and some items, heading to the summit. It's gotten very overcast. Definitely worth the tiny detour to get up here. It's a bit windy, so hopefully I can fly without incident. But yeah, awesome views, beautiful spot. Check this out. Heading up to Ganeta, back on trail. Got off trail for a little bit and went up to Pagasarri, which was extremely worthwhile because it's gorgeous up there. The weather has definitely changed since I got up here. Way overcast compared to how bright it was earlier, which is not a complaint. Happy for the coolness and the breeze, but I do hope it's not going to bring rain. Prepared if it does, but it'd be nice not to deal with it at all. So I've made it to this awesome little viewpoint where you can look down and see the city there. Yeah, maybe drawback is that I have to go down this trail below, which, as you may be able to see, is gonna be super steep. Time to kill Jason's knees. One of the positives about going down the steep areas is that you get awesome views. Definitely going to be happy to get through this section because I am moving pretty slowly, trying not to bust my ass. Definitely feeling this knee now, so it's not too bad. So hopefully once I get through the really steep section, I'll be all right. I'm going so slowly through this, way more slowly than going up. It's great to be walking on flat land after all that steep downhill. Make up for lost time too, so now I can move along. almost at 10 miles. Not sure if that's a landfill down there or if it's just a crap ton of trash they're dealing with for some reason. But it doesn't smell great around here, and there's like tons of birds everywhere, and I kept wondering why, and that's why. Nice. What a cool little section I'm walking through now. Apparently this isn't just a people park, this is also where huge quantities of cows like to hang out. Alright, so I've been walking down this road for a bit. I'm kind of making my way out of the mountains now, back down towards the city. This is oddly overgrown for being in the middle of town. Is this actually still the trail? How do I get lost in the city? Jesus. Alright, looks like I'm finally about to get through this overgrown bullshit that's just stabbing me with nettles. Now my legs burn like hell from all these nettles stabbing me. It's definitely making me wish I had worn pants. On the trail. This is the trail. Who knew I needed a machete for the end of the trail in town? But oh well, I guess I'm about to hit some more overgrown crap. I get sick of how overgrown that was, so I made my way up to the road. This part of the trail sucks. Bridge is just right up here, and then I'm done. So ultimately I failed in my attempt to hike the whole trail in a single day. It's definitely possible. It wasn't possible for me. The recommendation to hike it in 2 legs is very good advice. I do definitely recommend this trail. It links a lot of really great, beautiful areas. Pagasarri, Monte Avril, Pikotamendi, some of the other areas as well. Excellent places to visit. And I appreciate that there's this one trail that kind of links them all together. And it's one of the lesser known GR trails, and it's a more manageable one. You know, it's 39 kilometers, it's 24 miles. It's something that can be done in a day or 2. So it's definitely worth taking the time if you were in this area to check it out. So did I succeed in hiking the trail in one day? No. Did I succeed in having a great time and hiking a great trail in Bilbao? Yes. And ultimately, that's more important in the end, I think.